This time on Bulletproof Tactical, we're going to review the SCCY CPX-2. I want to focus on more affordable firearms. A lot of people have been asking me, what's a good bang for your buck pistol? So I picked this one up. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it. Continue watching. There's plenty of bolsters and all right, so let's go ahead and start with today's review. The SCCY CPX-2. We're going to go ahead and start with the unboxing so you guys can get an idea of what you're going to get for your money. So you're going to get your manuals, your warranty booklets, little red dot cleaner right here, your gun lock, an extra mag. Let's go ahead and do a safety check. Firearm is clear. You're going to get a red dot protector, your little gun lock, and your tools to adjust your red dot. All right, so let's go ahead and get all of this stuff out of the way. We'll take this off. All right, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the firearm. Let's go ahead and get a close-up of the firearm. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at all the details, check our first impression and quality, see what we think about it. You guys can see it does seem like we have a stainless steel slide, a polymer frame, and right away I can tell you right off the bat the grip is really wide. You guys can see the width of the magazine, so there's a lot of extra meat here, and I have a smaller hand, and I can tell you it's not really comfortable in my hand. Let's go ahead and put in the mag so you guys can see with a pinky extension. They do offer a flush base plate which comes in the box. Pretty sure you guys saw it. And let's go ahead and take a look at the red dot. I already put the battery in before we started the video. I don't know if you guys can focus there. Really affordable little red dot, honestly. But I like the fact that they include it. For only $299, this already comes optic ready, and it already comes with optic included, so that's pretty neat. The controls, you guys can see the magazine release is really accessible. The button doesn't have any texture or anything, but it's not bad. The slide lock, nice little plastic cover around it, so makes it comfortable. And let's go ahead and do a trigger pull. You guys can see. All right, so it breaks right till the very end. Let's see the reset. So extremely long reset, guys. Let's do that again. Break and the reset. You can see it's the longest reset ever. So the trigger's pretty funny. You know, it's a really long trigger, heavy trigger, I'll tell you that. Let's go ahead and talk about some specs here. So as far as the specs go, the trigger is heavy. It's going to be 8 pounds 2 ounces. The barrel length is a total of 3.1 inches. The overall length of the firearm is 6.01 inches. The height of the firearm, we're going to be looking at a total of 5.06 inches. The width is going to be a total of 1.26 inches, and the total mag capacity, this comes up to be 10 plus 1 in the chamber if you want to carry it loaded. The total weight of the firearm unloaded without any ammo is going to be 15 ounces. And one thing I did find really interesting is that they offer 15 different colors for the frame. I saw they have like some exotic green, OD green, gray, black, pink, baby blue. So I mean, I like that. I wish more firearm manufacturers would consider colored frames. I'm a big fan of the colored frames. So that's something I appreciate that SCCY is doing. But other than that, I'll be honest, it is affordable. You guys can see the slide serrations only in the back. They're not that grippy, especially not with the red dot. The red dot does look very fragile, if I'm completely honest. And it also takes away a little bit of that concealability with that extra height with the red dot. So that's something to consider. The front sight does have a nice white dot. In case the optic goes out, you're still able to align it with this groove right here, which I think is pretty good, you know, because I don't know how long the battery will last. I really didn't read the instructions on how long the battery is going to last on this optic, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a long time if you have it on the brightest setting. So let's go ahead and see the magazines. You guys can see they're not numbered or anything. That's also another thing. If you're loading this in the range, you might have a hard time knowing what round you're in once you're loading the mag. Once again, 10+1 capacity. So the capacity is not bad. The overall appearance of the firearm, you guys can see, you know, just the only complaint is the wide grip. It's really chunky. It feels really thick. It's not as wide, but it's not as thick as you would think, but it's really wide. It kind of reminds me of the FN57. It has a really wide grip. So we also get these nice finger grooves right here, which I think are comfortable, but it's just a bit too wide for my taste. So let's go ahead and take this gun down to the range. I've heard a lot of complaints about these firearms. Once again, for $300, I'm not expecting much. The trigger right off the bat, I can tell, is going to be pretty torturous. But let's go ahead and put some rounds through it. I'm going to be shooting nothing but steel case ammo, the cheapest one I find. Why? Because usually that tends to be more finicky. It's going to give us more failures, and it's also more affordable to break in the firearm. So let's take it down to the range, continue watching. All right, so we're back from the range. As you guys can see, the firearm does stand up by itself. I really think that's a great feature SCCY decided to do. You know, it's probably the only thing the firearm has going for it, I'll be honest. You know, this was a really hard and complicated firearm to shoot, I'll be honest. The trigger, once again, let's do a safety check. You guys can see it's clear. the trigger was giving me a real hard time. I'm kind of used to triggers resetting right at around this point, you know, so I was pulling the trigger without it actually resetting, so I was pulling the trigger too early, and it was complicated. You know, I'm just used to different type of triggers, so getting used to this, it's definitely going to take practice if I want to consider this as my daily carrier. I know you guys are here for my opinion. This is only my personal opinion. If I had $300, I really wouldn't get this firearm myself. Why? Because, you know, it's just, I've heard so many bad things about them. You know, sometimes getting the most affordable firearm is not always the best option. And to be fair, you know, it was more comfortable than it actually seems. You know, I was complaining a lot about the wide grip. But once you're actually in the range, you know, it gives you that confidence. There's plenty of furniture to hold on to it. So it is a shorter barrel, 3.1 inches. It's not even snappy considering it has a wide grip. It makes it actually pretty comfortable. So once you shoot it, it kind of doesn't feel as uncomfortable as you would think. But the trigger is horrible. That's one thing I do have to complain about, is the trigger. This is once again my personal opinion. If you own one of these firearms, I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying I would not buy it. $300, I'm pretty sure you can save up $100 more, or maybe $200 more, and get yourself a better firearm. As far as accuracy goes, I was having a hard time getting my rounds where I wanted to put them. Why? Simply because of the trigger. You know, you're kind of anticipating it, thinking it's going to reset before, and then you're just having to move the gun around a little bit to adjust. And you know, I'm pretty sure if I get more practice with this firearm, I'll get better. But personally, it's not something I would carry. Just too long of a trigger pull. And I don't know. The magazines, once again, they're 10 rounds. Once again, not a big deal, but I would like numbered magazines, you know, just to see how much rounds you're putting in it. I mean, that always helps. But other than that, 2 magazines for $300, optic ready. I mean, it does have things going for it. You can choose multiple colors. I mean, they are making an attractive firearm, but then again, is it really gonna perform the way you want it to? I mean, I think instead of offering you a red dot, they could have probably upgraded the trigger. That's just my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. Would you guys buy one of these? Have you guys already purchased one? And you guys saw we shot steel case. We didn't get any jams. That was good. And leave me a comment, subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.